Hey folks, it's Jeff from Gear-Report.com and our new channel. We're calling it Gear Report, Camping Gear Report, Gear Report Outdoors. I'm here on behalf of the Philmont Trek Talk group in Facebook, and thank you for joining us. What we're going to talk about right now is the fundraiser that we're doing, and I've got a big tent behind me here. I wanted to show you guys this. This is a HDT is the brand. It's a military surplus tent. This thing is, what is it, 28 feet long? No, 25 feet long, 18 feet wide. It's huge. Okay, it's almost 400 pounds, but it goes up like a pop-up tent. I apologize. These really loud birds out here behind Gear Report headquarters. Anyhow, so I'm donating 4 of these tents to Philmont Scout Ranch out in Cimarron, New Mexico, and trying to get some help with the freight. These tents, I sell them on my website on Gear-Report.com for about $4,000 a piece. So 4 tents is $16,000. I'm in for 16 grand on this donation. I'm asking for a little help to help get them from here in North Carolina out to Cimarron, New Mexico, in time for the ranch to be able to use them for the trekking season. It's coming up. Let me adjust the camera here a little bit. There we go. So I don't have to bend over so much. So what I wanted to do real quick was give an update on how things are going. And this fundraiser is being run through the Philmont Trek Talk Facebook group, which you can see down in the ticker at the bottom. There's the link so that you can find that. We do a live show there the first Tuesday of every month at 9 p.m. Eastern time, where we talk about everything Philmont related. And so anyhow, what we're doing with these tents is, and I offered some last year, and they said, you know what, we don't really have a need right now. But then with the fires that have impacted Philmont this year, the first one that took out the Zastro camp and burned a little bit of kind of that, what would it be, the southwest corner, caused some issues. And then the new fires, or the more recent fires that are burning, I guess they're south, maybe a little bit southwest, if I understand things correctly, and are threatening the ranch right now. Those fires have also closed the Valle, the kind of grassy area to the northwest of Philmont. And there are a number of program things that happen out there. So one of the uses of these tents, David O'Neill, one of the heads of the camping department at Philmont, asked for 2 of these tents to use to relocate the mountain biking program that was up in the Valle down to, I guess it was is it Whiteman Vega? I can't remember. But he wants to relocate that down to near Metcalf Station. So on June 5th, just a few days before trekkers arrive at Philmont to hit the trail, they're going to scatter. And when they do that, they just every year, that's where all the staff leaves base camp and gets out into the different backcountry areas. When they do scatter, they're going to move all that stuff, and they want to set these tents up. So what they're going to do is, when they move the mountain biking program, they're going to use one of these tents as kind of the headquarters for the mountain biking program, and then the other one is going to be bike storage, so they're not out there in the weather the whole time. And we've got some shade if they're working on bikes, whatever. So that's going to be really cool for them if you're going through there, either doing program at Metcalf Station or passing through and you want to stop and use the mountain bikes. Say hi to the tents that you see there, because hopefully they're going to be useful for that. The other thing we're doing, we're sending 2 more tents, so a total of 4 tents. 2 are going to go to that mountain biking program. 2 are going to go to support the cons department. So Lee Hughes is the director of conservation, and he requested 2 of these tents to use for what he called spike camps. And they do, the conservation department, one of the big things they do is anything to help mitigate fire risk there at Philmont. And part of that is it requires them to build these kind of temporary camps. Is my understanding. I could be bastardizing this, but regardless, they have people and equipment that needs shelter while they're out doing these fire prevention projects within the conservation department. So I'm going to supply 2 tents to them for that function as well. All right, let me see what we got here. Show on stream. I expect a song and dance entertainment for telethon. This is going to be a telethon. I got to tell you, we're going to try to keep this fairly brief. And I do appreciate it. I see some people showing up there. If you're out there and you want to leave a comment, I'd love to hear if you've been to Philmont, when did you go? If you're going this year or next year, let us know. If you've already donated and you want to put your hand up and say, hey, I've already donated, feel free to do that. Anything you want to say, please go ahead. We can make this interactive. I got a few minutes to do this. I don't want to burn this all morning because you'll see I've got a lot of work to do. But I'm actually letting my phone charge so I can walk around. I have my laptop set up on a shipping crate out here. This was kind of last minute, but I do appreciate folks showing up. Ghost Tactical, thank you, Trey. We appreciate when big league YouTubers tune in just to see what we're doing here on the Gear Report channel and in our efforts to support Philmont Scout Ranch. So basically what I'm doing is I'm asking people, if you don't mind, chip in a couple bucks. Now, I've looked at the donations. Where we are right now, we set a goal of $2,000, and that sounds like a ton of money, but when you see how big these things are, you're going to understand why it takes that much to ship them across the country. So we have a scouter that has stepped up and said she owns a third-party logistics company, a 3PL company, and is going to make the arrangements for us, which is going to help us save a little bit of money, I think, and make sure that we get them out there safely. She initially quoted almost $2,000 to ship 1 crate with 2 tents in it. And then when we checked again about a week later, she said, oh, the rates have gotten better. We may be able to do 2 of them for between $1,600 and $1,800. It depends on if we need lift gates or residential pickup. That's going to be another couple $100. So we just set it at about $2,000 as our goal. Hopefully that's more than we need, but if we go a little bit over, then we're going to donate that to Philmont's Fire Recovery and Mitigation Fund. So we're not going to have no one. All right, number one, no one is making money off of this, except Philmont's going to get some money for their Fire Recovery and Mitigation Fund, I hope. And let's see, what else did I want to mention on here? Oh, another one of our big YouTuber friends, the Tactical Pickle himself, Calaveras 32 Special, is here saying good morning. Thank you very much. So for anyone showing up late to the stream, we're talking about the fundraiser we're doing in the Philmont Trek Talk group on Facebook. Philmont being Philmont Scout Ranch in Cimarron, New Mexico, one of the largest high adventure bases. I actually saw something recently that said Philmont was the largest outdoor youth camp in the world. And I don't know if that is in terms of volume, which it could be, or in terms of geographical size. But regardless, it's huge, right? The ranch is a massive plot of land out in Cimarron, New Mexico, that also has land use agreements with several of their neighbors, making it an even bigger operation. And I believe last year, the number I heard was 27,000, I believe, people came through Philmont Scout Ranch to do mostly backcountry treks, which are, what are they, 7, 9, and 12 days, I believe, where you get a crew of 8 to 12 people, which is going to be mostly youth, with at least 2, sometimes up to 3 or 4 adults that they call crew advisors. The crew advisors just basically watch out for the health and safety and welfare of the scouts under their care, and then the scouts actually have a crew leader who is in charge, who make sure everyone stays on track and on the right trail and gets everything done and has a good time where they're out there. And so a 12-day trek would be pretty much 11 days out on the trail, backpacking with a couple resupply points along the way. So it's a really awesome experience. And we want to do what we can here at Gear Report to support that. And that's why we're donating for these tents. So Let me see if this phone has charged enough here. Trying to use my old phone here so I don't have to pick up the laptop to walk through. I'm going to give you a tour of the tents if I can make this work correctly. I apologize for the false start this morning because we had I had some difficulties logging into the streaming app. So, and it seems to be doing a similar thing right now where the phone is just very slow to respond. Let's see, they'd like access to my microphone and camera. Good. Okay. All right. It appears that we're in here. Let me mute that. And all right, if I activate, turn that this way, and then can I activate this one? Oh, looks like that one's just
activate this one. Oh, looks like that one's just going to go vertical.
And then if I shut this one,
and then if I shut this one off, maybe our data will work okay. All right, bear with me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a tour. Oh, I'm getting an echo. I'm going to give you a tour of. Let me switch the camera here real quick. Mute this one because I'm hearing an echo. Okay. All right, we're not going to mute it. We're just going to turn it around. All right, so first thing, I said that we're shipping these in crates. Here's what I mean. All right, am I pointed the right way? Yeah, you see my laptop sitting on that one. These crates are kind of big. So I am 6'4", and you see, you see I'm kind of leaning on it here. I should probably climb in one at some point. There's the other one. So you can see, these things are big. And I'm hoping to fit two of them in here, like lay one down and then stack the other one on top of it. We'll have two in here. If that doesn't work, we'll stand them up. I'll show you. They're about 6 feet tall when we stand them up. All right, so we've got the two crates, and then here's what the tents themselves look like. So again, this is a BaseX 305 tent. That is what they call it, made by HDT. These are military surplus tents. This one I actually keep in my backyard to store all of my tents. And we're going to do a tour of my storage facility here, complete with my janky little uh, lawn tractor that I have a little trailer hitch on the back so I can move these around. All right, so this actually may be one of the tents that goes out to Philmont. This is what I'm working on today, is sorting all this out. But you can see it's laying down from this point, which is the top. So it's like a pop-up, right? So it's all collapsed together. So all the poles, all the fabric on the outside. From that end to this end is I want to say 5 feet. I was thinking 6 feet. It may be 5 feet. And then this whole bundle, as it sits right here, is probably about 350 pounds. And then we have end walls that are separated that will add another 30 or 40 pounds. So it's almost 400 pounds. And you see how it sits on a pallet there. So one of my challenges today is I'm going to have to kind of shrink wrap these to get them protected from abrasion and weather and whatnot. And once I get them shrink wrapped, I have to figure out how to get them up and into those crates by myself. This is going to be interesting. I got to figure out how to get them up and into those crates. And then I got to figure out how to get the crates. I think I'm probably going to put those on the trailer first. And then once it's on the trailer, figure out how to get the tents in. And then from there, I've got to go find a loading dock where I can drop them and let them sit till the truck can get here. That's going to be another challenge I have to solve today. All that's going to happen here in the next day or two, though. So there's one of them. Here's another one. You see this one standing up. Let's see if I can get some light on it. Here we go. So you see this one is standing, and It's almost as tall as me, and I'm 6'4", so I'm thinking they're probably about 5 feet tall. Pretty big around. I think that one has the end walls in it. Here's one that's bundled up that does not have the end walls in it, so it's a little bit more compact. But obviously, I've got my work ahead of me getting these sorted. That is a different type of tent here. Here's another one that is, so you can see what it looks like on the end, where each of these little posts will sit on the ground when you're putting it up. And then you stretch the whole thing out flat and lock these little hubs on the edges, and then lift one side and lift the other side. So that's what it looks like tipped over. That's one of my spare parts ones I've been cannibalizing. This is the one that I take to trade shows when the Gear Report team goes and stays. These are some smaller ones. It's called a Basics 203. Let's see, what do we got back here? Cots for when we sleep in them. That's a truck bed machine gun mount for my Humvee, because who doesn't need one of those, right? And then we have behind the pallets stacks of end walls and interior liners, and there's a bunch of cloth floors over here, and that's an interior liner. And then again, we've got more tents all bundled up. That one looks ready to go. This one looks ready to go. This one looks pretty good. That's a different type of tent. So of all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back corner, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got to pick 4 of those today and get them bundled up and in the crates and ready to go, so that as soon as they are ready to be picked up, then, excuse me, as soon as they're ready to be dropped off at a shipping dock, hopefully tomorrow, then I'll be able to do that. But also, I happen to be the skipper of a Sea Scout ship, and we have a big event this weekend, so at some point I may have to kind of stop that effort and pick it up on Monday to get it out there. So if anyone has any questions about the tents, I never showed the inside. I should show that part, because I think it's kind of neat how they go up together. Philmont won't use these. It's kind of neat that if they had heating and air conditioning, they run electrical wires, heating duct, intake duct, output duct, so you can actually have climate control on the inside. But get the light on so you can see when they go up, it's really like just a big pop-up tent. You see this geometric pattern in the top, and it all oh, there's a wasp nest up there. All right, so anyhow, the whole point of this is to show you guys what we are sending, and I'd like to thank, oh, look at that, I just found something. My flashlight was stuck up here. I forgot about that. So I wanted to show people what it is that we're sending out there, because when I said we're sending 4 tents to Philmont and we need $2,000 to do that, I got some responses like, what, are you crazy? It doesn't cost that much to ship tents. But these aren't your average tents. Like, they actually call them military shelters. So anyhow, let me know what questions you have, any comments you have. I'd like to thank, so far we've had about 25 donors in the Facebook donations, or excuse me, Facebook fundraiser. Let's see, I want to turn that off and turn that one back on. Okay, so we've had about 25 people in the Facebook fundraiser that have made donations that have totaled around $1,200. So there's a little bit of fees come out of there. And then, but before setting up the Facebook fundraiser, I actually set up a PayPal donations, they call it, a donate button, whatever. And that really wasn't working. So I kind of shut that down. Well, I say I shut it down. Great question, Chris. So the PayPal donate capability is still out there. If that's something that is interesting to you, I will track down that link, and I'll add it to the notes. Man, that bird is loud.
I'll add it to the notes on the Facebook fundraiser. So if you go to the Facebook fundraiser and you actually read the text description of what the fundraiser is about, when I get done and get all the cameras back in the house, I'll add the link to that PayPal donate. So if that works better for you, you can do that. I think that's probably about the best I can do is those two options. So yeah, thanks for the question. And I did see some notes when I posted that we were going to go live. A couple people responded they've been having trouble with actually using the Facebook. Seriously, could that bird be louder? I do apologize for that. One of the challenges of being of shooting a video outside in the great outdoors is you got to deal with animal sounds. So anyhow, I've had a couple people say they're having trouble getting the Facebook fundraising. What would they call it? The fundraising app, I guess. I don't know. When they click the link for the Facebook fundraiser, it's not working for them. So I do apologize for that. I don't know what the problem could be there. But what I would suggest is if you're having trouble on one device, then try it from a different device. Like if you're doing it on your phone, try it on your laptop or on your desktop PC or whatever. Try it from somewhere else and see if you can make it happen that way. I really don't have any insight into how the Facebook technology works, so I can't really help you troubleshoot that. But any other questions or comments, please get those in. I'm going to ask a favor for anyone who's still here. I have just started on the some people may be watching this on the Gear Report YouTube channel. Gear Report is the sponsor of the Philmont Trek Talk group, Gear-Report.com. That's my business that I've run since 2009, reviewing outdoor gear. I've just started a new YouTube channel to focus on primarily Philmont content and camping content. And I've got probably 4 or 5 YouTube shorts up there now. They're all Philmont related. I've got I think there's 3 or 4, maybe 4 videos, and then another one's going to go live this evening, and they're all Philmont gear related. So if you don't mind, there is a link in the description of this video. If you go check out that, it's called Camping Gear Report on YouTube. If you could go check that out and give us a subscribe and a like and watch some of those videos, that would really help us out a lot. I'm trying to get that channel more optimized to make it easier to bring some real high quality Philmont content. It kind of gets lost on the Gear Report channel. We do too many other things there. So if I'm trying to get this Camping Gear Report channel up to make it easier for people to access that, all of that additional camping and Philmont content. And see if the camera will focus enough for you to see that. That's what it looks like. And you may be able to read some of the different, what we have here is best backpacking stove and pot for a Philmont trek, trekking poles for a Philmont trek, question mark, and Philmont trek footwear. Don't get it wrong. Those are the ones we see here right now. Also, is your Philmont Trek backpacking gear safe, with a picture of the airline baggage handler throwing a backpack. So please, if you don't mind, go check out Camping Gear Report. Give us a subscribe and a like if you don't mind. Help us get that up and running so that we can better optimize bringing Philmont content, video content, to help people have good treks through that way as well. Again, where we're sitting right now is the goal of about $2,000 to cover the shipping costs for all 4 of these massive military shelters that we're sending out to help the cons and then the backcountry program departments at Philmont. We've had about 25 donors through the Facebook fundraiser. We had 3 through PayPal before I took the link down for that. And I am going to put the link back up for folks who would rather go that direction. The grand total between the two before fees, a little over $1,300. After PayPal and Facebook take their fees out, it's going to be probably closer to about $1,200. This is the last day of the fundraiser, by the way, because I'm hoping to wrap it up and get those have the money to pay the trucking company tomorrow, so that they can take the tents and get them out to Philmont in time for scatter on June 5th, when they're going to set them up in the backcountry. So as the neighbor starts their motorcycle over there and gives us some background noise, that's probably a good sign that it's time to go ahead and wrap this up. So if you have any last questions or comments, get them in quickly. If you have donated, thank you so much. If you haven't, I'd like to note that our standard donation so far seems to be $50. And I just want everyone to know, I'm not asking for $50. We have 8,000 people in the Philmont Trek Talk group on Facebook. I need $2,000 to make this freight happen. So if everyone kicked in $1, we would have 4 times the money that we need, right? So actually, I say that. I think Facebook takes like 39 cents per transaction. So that would actually reduce by 40% how much money we had. But regardless, if everyone kicked in $5, that'd be 40 grand. We would make a massive donation to the Philmont Fire Mitigation Fund. I don't want to do that, but if we can get, I mean, I'd love to make the donation, but I'm not looking for that much donation coming in. Don't feel like you have to give $50. If you want to give $5, if that's what you can do quickly, this should be a no-brainer for most people who like Philmont. Kick in $5. We're going to get 4 of these massive tents out there to help in the program area and the conservation department, so they can more effectively prevent fires rolling through and causing damage. And anything left over is going to be donated to the Philmont Fire. What is it called? Philmont. Fire Recovery and Mitigation Fund. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions coming in, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of that Philmont Trek Talk group. If you're not a part of it and you'd like to be, there's a link in the description. If you'd like to donate, there's a link in the description for the Facebook fundraiser. I'll add a link once I get the cameras put away. I'll add a link for the PayPal version of the fundraiser if that works better for you. And until next time, let's see, where's my end stream button here? Yeah, I think it's time to shut it down. So, anybody not ready?